Good evening. Where are we at? Excuse me. Good start. Good evening, one and all. I appear to have picked up a cold, so excuse me for coughing and spluttering for the next 2 hours. I'm running a little bit behind, but I've got everything sort of set up and ready to go, so I should be able just to jump straight into it. For those that haven't watched before, I'm going to sit and work through Kitsy Dodd's Epic Web workshops, and you'll be able to see all of the content and me trying and probably failing most of the exercises before bundling my way through. The only thing you won't be able to see is the content from the videos themselves. If you want that, you'll have to sign up and purchase the course for yourself, which I highly recommend doing. Sales pitch aside, let's crack on because I'm keen to get started. So last time we did the introductory exercises and then we finished the styling exercises. I also lost a bit of time getting the workshop app up and running. Sorry, my dog's just gone bananas. Yeah, finished them off last time, so now I can move on to the routing for this one. I've got the local version of it running here. I've got the workshop app running locally, and I'm gonna crack on. First thing I'm gonna do is turn my music down, so it's too loud. There we go. Alright, let's see what Kit's got to say. Cool. Alright, so we're going to start with some hard-coded routing and then make it dynamic in later problems. I really wish I could minimize this panel. Maybe I'll try and submit a PR for that. Until then, I'm just going to have to deal with this smaller space. You're going to need to follow the instructions in this document. There aren't any files for Cody to give you in the instructions like usual. Okay. We've got our first user. His name is Cody, and we're going to build his user profile page. Users in the app have profile pages and can make notes. So we want to have the following routes: /user/Cody, notes, and then notes some note ID. The pages will get more interesting. The profile page will take up the full screen. The notes page should also take up the full screen, but the specific note should be nested inside the notes page. Okay. Oh, excuse me. It can be useful to run the solution app and see what the final result looks like by clicking on the solution and running that app. Let's try it. Solution, start app. /Cody. So I'm gonna start. Users Cody. /users/Cody. Cody's notes. It's going to be the full size page again, and then I'm going to select a note, none exist here. With some no ID. Oh, some note. Cool, I like that. Let's go back to the root. Need to restart it. Seems alright. These pages will get more interesting in the future, but for now let's just focus on routing. So we're going to create 4 root files for users. Okay, let's start with the profile page. Following the root convention, we have a choice of where we place the file. Can I put it in roots users.cody.tsx or root users plus? Let's talk about what these special features mean. The dot tells Remix to separate the users in Cody by a slash. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, plus makes sense here. In this case, because we know we're going to have several roots, I think it makes most sense to use that. Yeah. Click here to create apps roots, users plus Cody TSX. So, got the playground. Let's create this. Users Cody TSX. In this file, create a component and export it as the default export. Start that component by returning a div with a title. Alright, so we've got a div, basic class is applied, and a title with the user's name. Okay. So when I go to users/Cody, nice. Roots, users plus Cody. This looks like it's working. Once you've got that open user/Cody, Cody should be displayed on the page. Let's try restarting. Yeah. Ah, okay, okay. That's weird. Unhandled thrown response. Ah, it's because it's thrown an error. That's why it's not going. But then why, when I hit enter, does it not go? Users code 404. If I refresh, Cody's a 200. I mean, it works. I just want to make sure this is my files that are showing. Nice. Okay, so that's working. One fun fact, you'll also notice the Epic Notes logo in the header and the footer are on the page as well, even though you didn't render those yourself. It's using nested routing inside AppRoot TSX. So Epic Notes and then built with love. Cool. So we've got the container. Ah, that's the footer. outlet. I'm guessing that's where the nested pages go. Outlet comes from Remix React. Let's create the notes parent root. All the notes will be URL nested inside users Cody, but they won't be layout nested. So we'll need to add an underscore to the file name. Also, since we'll have several of them, we'll use the plus convention to allow us to use them all in a folder. Let's create the file for the note root. Alright. So the plus symbol indicates that what, there's going to be children? Yeah, like this. So the plus sign tells it to do /users /Cody /notes. The underscore all the notes will be URL nested, but they won't be layout nested. So this means it won't be layout nested. Excellent. It's weird if I hit enter it fails, but if I hit refresh it works. Second, sorry. Okay, so we now have Cody notes. The H1 of the note should be displayed on the page, but the Cody should not be displayed. That's because we're not layout nesting here thanks to the underscore in the file name. It's one of those things that's going to click in like 3 days of using it, but for just now that's blowing my tiny mind. Okay, so if I go to users Cody, the plus sign is URL nested. So users /Cody renders the header. Header, footer, and content. Because there's an underscore here, if I go to /notes, the header and footer render, but the Cody does. Let's create the root for a specific note. This one will be nested inside the notes route. For this, I don't think it's useful to have another folder in nesting. So instead of the plus, we'll just add notes.com. Yeah, that makes sense. We've got notes.sum.id, and then let's copy the code. I'm guessing the URL structure follows this. So it's Cody /notes /some ID. That didn't work actually. Should show some note. Notes. Is that meant to be a? It's not layout nested. Notes dot some note ID. Uh-oh, we still have... Oh, right, thank God. Oops. Our bar has some no ID in it. If you like, you can cd into playground and run npx remix routes. npx remix routes. Okay. So we've got roots as the top level. Root file root.tsx. Index file, which I'm guessing is / users-Cody. It's going to give me this file. Users Cody notes. Ah, it's like React Router, isn't it? It's going to need like an asterisk, like an exact or something. So if it's exactly this, render this page, otherwise render these. The developer wants to control what the next thing actually happens. The parent contains the child, which contains the grandchild. We need to have the parent to tell Remix to put the child here, and we do this using the outlet component. Okay. So I guess we're going to add outlet here. Hey, nice. All right, cool. That makes sense. Render it below the H1 we put in there earlier. Great. Another thing that will be useful for us is to have some default content that shows up on coding notes whenever you're not on a specific note. Something like please select a note. We can do that by adding an index root to the notes root. And we'll create that next to the some note ID root. So let's create notes.index. Just select a note. Does the outlet automatically know to do that? We navigate to users coding notes. Cool. So it automatically knows to use the index. Hey. Alright, so we now have, I don't think we have a users, right? Yeah. But we have users Cody. Oh wait. interesting. So it'll automatically find the first user. Nope, talking nonsense. There we go. Users Cody. Users Cody notes. Some note ID. Some note. Good times. Ah, nice. I thought there was a second part to that, but it's just the solution. Cool. All right, that's pretty informative. The underscore makes a bit more sense now. The difference between layout nesting and URL nesting. Where are we at? All right, exercise 2. Okay, we're going to add some links. So we made the roots in the last exercise. Now we're going to add the links to be able to navigate between them. We want the logo and the header and the footer to link back to the home page. And then on the user's coding page, we want to link to the user's notes. Okay. On the notes route, we should also link to the subnote ID. The link component in Remix is a wrapper around the link component from React Router, so you can learn all about it. I've used this a little bit before, so hopefully this is familiar territory. As a bit of extra credit, do your best to leverage relative roots here rather than hard coding the full path of the route. Also look into the nav link component so you can highlight the link to the subnote ID route when that child route is active. You can use the BG accent class name when the link is active. Cool. Ah, nice. Is that the... Okay. So we need remix link. Right, so where's the home page? Built with Epic Stack. We're looking for a link to notes here. Now, where was that outlet component? This looks good. Yeah, here we go. So the outlet. Okay, switch this div to a link from the Remix Run React. Link it to the home page. So let's do link. Should be 2. Oh, of course that will work. Users. Cody. It's not updating. Did I set it to the workshop? I think I did. Let's maybe start the app. Is that not loading? So terminals, get users code is a 200. That's weird. notes, some note ID. The app's running. I'm in the playground. This isn't updating. Let's just go into coding. So if I'm just in /notes, that should say select a note. One note. See what it says here. Localhost 4000. Ah, there we go. There we go. All right, cool. The old on off. Should be able to go back to Epic Notes now. That should now be a link. Let's get rid of this to give us some more space. So if I hover over this, this should take us back to /. Good times. Okay. Done this. That was the easy one, I think. So this is the main header. We also want this one. Fair enough. It's just going to be the exact same. Ah, it's here. I thought it was this. Okay, so that should now go back as well. Are we going to add anything here? So this is going to load our outlet. That outlet is going to load Cody notes. So here's the outlet. Two links here. One to go back to the parent path, not the parent root. Let's just bump that out. Add two links here. One to go back to the parent path, not the parent root. That's why you need to use the relative path. The other to go to the sum node ID root. Please feel free to restructure things however you like to make them look nice. I think this app's going to have a bit of brutalism. H1 class notes. So let's go to users. What we in? Users, Cody, and then notes. So users, Cody. It's the index. Users. Add a link to notes here. Yeah, we should probably do this one first. All right. Let's grab a link to. We should just be able to. We should learn to spell first. Excellent. Where's that? Oh, let me go back. Users, Cody, and then this is going to go to notes. Can I just do this? Is that good? There we go. Yeah. Looks wonderful. I'm only on for 2 hours, so I'm not going to spend too much time styling. Maybe I'll come back if I find myself with plenty of spare time on my hands. But there's lots to get through, and I would end up just spending the entire time making it look pretty. Okay, so we've now done Cody. Let's go to the notes. And we want 2 links in notes. We want one to go back to the parent path, which would be the users. So it should take me back to the Cody path. Not the parent root. And the other to go to the subnode root ID. Okay, so we've got the outlay here. That. Is there a way to find all of the links in here? Nothing's here, so it's going to be select a note. So I wanted to go here. So we've got notes here, we've got the outlet. Where do I add styles if I want them? Let's just add the links. See where we go. We're going to go 2 and let's have a look. Defines the relative path behavior. Links to default root. Relative root, relative path. Want to go back to the parent path. Okay. So link. This one's going to go back to the parent path. This one does not. Oh, I've not imported it. That's right. So this is going to go back to the parent path. And this one is going to go to some note ID. This can just be like this, I think. And then we've got the outlet. So let's go back here. This looks wonderful. Back to parent path. Don't remove all URL segments of the current path relative to the path, so we'll go back one. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. So I can just do this and it'll go back one. There we go. Whereas if I do this, it'll go back to the home page. So through here. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So let's go through to notes, back to parent path is working, and some note ID is going to take us here. The last thing I'm going to add here is, let's try and do this just with raw elements. So let's do a div here, make it a nice block. This is a line, so let's just run this. And then, this is flex. Oh, I've got no idea how to use Tailwind. Justify between. Okay, first thing. Is it not going to let me do that? Yeah, fair enough. Back to parent path, and then let's add this. Let's create a list of links here. Alright, what have we got? Horizontal fill justified between. Let's see. Tail classes. Flex. So we've got a flex. Flex call. Alright. Okay, me using Tailwind. Feels dirty. Bytes parent path, and we've got this. That should already be like that. Let's create a section. I love how quickly I was like, I'm not going to do any of this, and then immediately when the page looks like shit, I'm like, I must make this better. Okay, let's get rid of these. I've got the outlet rendering next to it. Back to parent path, no, some ID. Yeah, it should be fine. But now my back to parent path isn't working. It's because I lost that. Let's just say back to Cody. So go back to Cody. If I'm on this, and then I hit back to Cody. Huh. Whereas if I'm on this and then I click back, then it goes back here. But if I'm in a nested route and then I hit back, it comes to here. I don't think I want that. Okay, so we're going to make this one a nav link anyway. So let's have a look at this. Nav link to class name. Active class is added. Let's grab one of these. Not like that. Where's that? Class name. There we go. So that's going to go to some no ID. Pending, do this, otherwise if it's active, do this, otherwise do nothing. So let's open up this. Let's just inspect. Some no ID. So let's inspect this. Li area current page and the class has active. And if we look at Tailwind classes, underline. So if it's active, add underline. There we go. So if we go back one, no underline. If we go into it, underlined. Not sure what pending is. Let's just remove it because we're not using it from now. Okay. On the notes route, we should also link to this. So we've done this with navlink. On the user's Cody notes route, so here. You can use a relative path, but you need to learn about the relative prop. Have I missed something? Relative to the path. Let's see if there's anything in the some note ID. Okay, so there's no links that we need to add in here. Select a note as the empty one. Here's notes here. So everything's in. I currently have a link. So I got something in my eye. I currently have a link that goes back to the homepage. I don't have something on here. Well, let's just add it. Epic notes, but with Epic stack. So let's just add a link in here. Let's go to /users/Goody. Why is that not there? Ah, it's because I put it in the wrong place. Let's actually just put it. Actually, let's just grab this and wrap this header. Not the most accessible link in the world. Do for the purposes of this exercise. So this takes us to Cody. And then in Cody, we're going to go to notes. Nothing is selected here, so select a note here. If we select a note, this will become active. And then this will take us back incorrectly to here. How do I ensure that that always goes back? So I could go the other way. I could make that route and then just navigate back through, but I don't think I want to do that. I'm going to watch the solution for that. Path, contacts ID. Ah, so what if I just do this? Was that my mistake? So notes. Select a note. No, it still just goes back one. Well, the easy fix for that is, there we go. That is always back. Let's see if the solution sheds any light on that. Okay, that makes me feel better. I didn't actually see anything that solves that problem, so I'm gonna post about that later, and we'll see if I can get an answer to that. I mean, the only way to really fix this would be to do /users/Cody. So it'd be coming in from the other side. We just remove that entirely. And if we refresh this, we go through to notes, some note ID, this should take us back to Cody. Yeah, because we're now coming in from the entry point of the application, going to users, and then going to Cody. So I can remain as back, and then I think we're done for this, which is good times. How's my time doing? Oh, it's an hour already. Man, time flies. Okay, on to root parameters. Set this to playground, and then I'm just going to restart the app because that seems to give me a reasonable level of success. Okay, so this is set up and good to go. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. All right, where are we on to? Root params. Okay, so instead of doing hard-coded roots, we're gonna do dynamic ones instead. So instead of going to slash some note ID as a hard-coded root, we're gonna make it dynamic. Let's see. Use a root parameter to capture the username and use it in our root handler. We call these params. The file-based root convention we're using, we define params using a $ prefix. App roots, ships, ship ID, TSX. The param is ship ID, and the example path would be ships 1, 2, 3, 4. In this exercise, let's rename our files and folders from using code to using the username, and from using the some note ID to note ID params. Sounds easy enough. And you can get the param value from the use params hook, which you can import from Remix React. Okay, that makes sense. So let's copy this, and in this exercise, let's rename our files from using code to using username. So there's code. Rename this to $username, and then let's rename. Let's do one at a time, actually. Say params. Use params. I keep thinking I can type faster than I actually can, and I end up going slower. I should be able to do params.username, maybe. Let's go to notes. Yep. Users. So if I go to users/Cody, there we go. And if I go to users/Peter/Gary, there we go. Nice. Okay. That's the first one. And then we're going to rename some note ID to note ID. So this ID. And inside here, into the note ID from use params. So same again, so just before the return, define a params constant. Learn to spell const, and a params constant, use the use params hook, return the URL, Should be able to go to /notes. Nothing should be here. If I go to /potato, no. Why didn't that work? Notes. Do I need to rename that? Okay, so this is working, and then, but this is not. Notes. Okay, why is that not working? Params. No ID. Should be /notes /note ID. So let's log the params. Oh, that's a good site. It just crashed. Let's just restart. Okay. This is on a 404. No params. Of interest, if I go to this note ID. Unhandled throw response. So we have this. We have no notes. Why do we have no notes? Cody. Notes is still a hard code. Okay, we're gonna need to do it here as well. Params.username. You can leave this here for now. We'll get a list of notes in a future exercise. Okay. So do I still need... Does this still need to go to... Oh, I've got rid of some no ID. Reading material. I'm just gonna watch this again. Params, no ID. This isn't logging though, which there's no filter. There's no ID. I'm so confused. Ah, it's just telling me the page that was thrown. Why is that 404? Ah, that's why. It's because it's got an actual name here. It's /notes/no ID. Still not found. Excellent. Users, notes. Sent. Is that 404ing? Example. Perhaps give the book an ID. This is the one I want. There's going to be notes dot dynamic parameter TypeScript. Param is going to be the ship ID. And then it should be /ships. I think I can rename this to user. Do the classic restart. There's Ken, there's notes. It should be here. Did not mean to do that. Sugar. Shouldn't need to alter any of that. Oh, oh no, that's a bit of dust. I thought that was a full stop. That doesn't exist, but that does. Right? That gives me a 200 because I've got users. Username. So the path would be users/username. The param would be username. This is the one that I have, right? It should be the exact same. Get users plus. And then this is what I have, right? Chats is user. And then it's almost like that, but it's the other way around. So it'd be like messages.chatid.tsx. Huh. What have I done wrong? username. Index shouldn't need one. What did I do wrong? Okay, so one thing is we need to rename. We've got users, and then apparently we should rename this to match. So this should be $username. Is that why it wasn't working? It's Epic Notes, and then let's go back. There's Cody, Marty, Hannah. There's Cody Notes, yeah. So if I rename this file, I need to make sure that this directory has the same name as well. I'm really glad I checked the answer for that, because I would have banged my head against the monitor for about 45 minutes before I figured that out. Good times. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's set this to playground. Let's just restart. Okay, final exercise of routing resource routes. So we're going to create a health check endpoint, I think. I wonder if there's going to be anything else. It's definitely the first thing that we're going to be building. This song is also stressing me out and is ironically called No Stress. So far, every HTTP request will result in UI. So if we go to users code, users notes, yeah. API users, health check, images. For these, request and response is a little bit different. Instead of the request expecting an HTML response, it expects JSON, plain text, or an image. In some cases, these requests should be non-GET requests. These are known as resource routes. Okay. A resource route is like a regular route, but it doesn't have a default export. The behavior of a resource route is what you may expect. For regular routes, the entire structure is called and rendered. For resource routes, only the route that matches the request is called. So with a resource route, the loader in the app root TSX will not be run. App root TSX. Let's make some room. The loader will not be run. Where's the loader? Data. This export async function. For resource routes, only the route that matches the request is called. So with the resource route, the loader and app root TSX will not run. Okay. We'd like you to create a resource route for a health check of our application. We can put this route at any URL we like health check or HC, but we're going to put it you can put it wherever you want, but just put it here and name it this. Okay, so create a file, resources health check. For now, we'll keep the resource route simple as well, and we just want to return okay. So let's create this file. Create a loader that returns a plain text response with the text OK. So we're going to create a new asynchronous function called loader. No default export. And we're just going to return a response that says OK. Then if I go to resources health check, do I need to call that explicitly? Yeah, there we go. Response OK. Cool. You'll need to know you got it. If we go here, it says OK. You may notice that doing a client-side navigation to a resource route breaks the app. This is because the route doesn't exist in UI. Interesting. Doing a client-side navigation to a resource route breaks the app. Should we try and break the app? So we're on Epic Notes. Here's our outlet. Here's our home page. Index. Built with the Epic stack. Here we go. So let's add a link here. I'm going to go to spell resources. Let's check. Just import that. Cool. So we've now got the health check. So this should break. Okay. Should probably have had this up for that. Let's go back. Let's go back here. So we've got a get of 200. And let's go here. Get resources health check. Data routes resource health check 200. It broke the UI, but it didn't seem to throw an error. Okay. I need to use a regular A tag or add reload document. So if I add this, I shouldn't see this. It should just go straight to the go. So let's go here, let's refresh to make sure, and then health check. Yeah, there we go. Cool. That's good to know. Damn. Alright, that's way more powerful than I thought it was going to be. That's pretty crazy. Okay, now we've got a good place to put the additional health check code. Check out the Epic Stack health check route. Go. So we've got a loader here. Getting the headers. If we can connect to the database and make a simple query, then we're good. So you're going to await that. And then if it's okay, return the promise of okay. Nice. If you'd like to learn more about health check endpoints and how to configure them as part of a deployment pipeline, you can watch this video. That's cool. What time are we on? Hey. Hey Ken. I was actually just finishing up on resource routes. The loader blew my mind. I really didn't know how powerful that was going to be, so that's cool to see that. Actually, while you're here, I have maybe a bug. Let's see if I can quickly throw it together. That took about 30 seconds to find the wave emoji on the YouTube chat. Right, let me quickly try and show you this if I've got some of your precious time. Small potential bug on the routes. So let's go run routing. Oh, I'm tired, so you'll have to excuse my fumbling around here. Routing, I think it was on links. And if we set this to playground, set that to playground. I'm just going to restart this because sometimes I have some problems with it. It was this relative link. So if I have the users, we were in Cody. Is this all going to still be here for me? Users, Cody /note/submit ID. Cool. So we've got this here. And then let's just pop this in here. So I'm going to go to the notes page here, and then I'm going to add a link to just want the double dot, and then the is it path? Relative. So I want relative, and I want this to, I had it the wrong way around. So relative to the path. And then this, we had this as a, back to Cody. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I was going to go through that, but I did wonder when I was going through that if someone else would have flagged that. And I sat for like 10 minutes trying to work out if I was being silly. But it seems like the best solution there was I would just need to do this, right? I would just need to go to /users Cody. But apart from that, that was great. I actually learned a lot, and I even used Tailwind for a little while, which is cool. I've not used Tailwind either, so I'm kind of learning Remix and Tailwind at the same time. It is... I've still got like 15-20 minutes left, but in all honesty, I'm absolutely exhausted. So I've just finished the routing section of the course, so I'm going to mark that as complete, and then I think I'll actually just leave it there, and then I can start fresh on data loading. But I'm about 30 seconds away from falling asleep on the keyboard. But no, apart from that, that was great. I had a blast there. I'm looking forward to doing some data loading, and as soon as I learned about the loader function, I was trying to work out a way that I could implement it into my own website. I'll bet you're exhausted too. Nice. Well, let's both go and rest up. I think I made a mistake the last time when I was going through Epic React, where I was doing it twice a night, and I'm obviously working full time as well, and I just completely burnt out on it. And I was working 2 hours to the minute every time. Whereas I'm going to take it a little bit easier this time. I'm in no rush, and because there is so much content to get through, then I just need to take my time with it and then get to the end. But yeah, thanks for putting this together. I'm gonna shoot off for the evening, but I'll be back next Wednesday if you want to join in then. Yes. All right. See you next week.